The game of basketball is being stripped down to just the numbers. And it's bad for not only the league, but for discussions in general. What do I mean? What do I mean? There's a reason why I don't get into basketball debates. I really don't post on this channel anymore. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Is because the way the basketball has started being talked about, I just completely disagree with. It's one thing to bring up points, rebounds, assists, field goal percentages, 3-point shot, and free throws. Turnovers, cool. That's fine. It starts becoming too much when you're starting to look at on off numbers, when you start looking at who's a plus and a minus, you're starting to look at the super advanced stats to plead your case on whether or not player A is better than player B and player C is better than player E. We're losing the concept and we're losing the war of basketball because people refuse to watch the game of basketball. They are watching to push narratives. They're no longer watching the game of basketball to watch and have fun watching the game. Every single person, especially in this season alone, in the 2025-2026 NBA season, there has been more narratives being pushed more than games being watched. You guys are running around on Twitter, on YouTube, TikTok, whatever system that you have, you are running around screaming numbers and don't even know what the numbers truly mean because you don't sit there and actually watch the game of basketball. That's a problem. And it has been a problem for a few years, in my personal opinion. I blame this on the number merchants. These are the people who can tell you so many players' stat lines. I mean, you can tell a player's stat line, and then when they start going to those advanced stats, I click out. I mentally click out. I don't care for any of that. I really do not. I don't care. Why don't I care about the numbers like that? I don't care about the numbers like that is because basketball has never been talked like that. It's never been talked like that. It's never been talked like that. The fact that we are now being forced to discuss, have a conversation about players by numbers, by advanced stats, is the reason why basketball is failing. There's a reason why there's people who just believe they can just get on any social media platform and discuss basketball as though they know what they're talking about. They do not know what they're talking about. They did not watch the game. And then there are people who are lying, saying, "Oh yeah, I watched the game." No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because if you watched the game, you wouldn't even bring up those advanced stats. The advanced stats helps certain arguments. It helps certain stuff. It doesn't help enough. You can't tell me you didn't go back and watch the Bulls during the 90s. No. You can't tell me you went back and watched the 1991 NBA Finals and say that Scottie Pippen guarded Magic Johnson because the number said he's dead. And the numbers that you brought up for Magic Johnson. But when you go and watch the series, you watch Michael Jordan legitimately guard up against Magic Johnson because Scottie Pippen was getting into foul trouble against Magic Johnson. So instead of them having Scottie foul out, one of their great defensive players foul out, they decided to put Michael back on him because he was doing a good job himself. Your numbers don't tell you that. Your numbers don't tell you that whenever Dirt went up against KG, Tim Duncan, it doesn't matter which power forward, he torched them, consistently torched them. Your numbers don't say, oh well, yeah. The advanced stats said that KG had a good game, and then you look at it, KG had a horrible game. He couldn't guard Dirt worth crap. Dirt was his main assignment. He couldn't do anything with him. He couldn't stop the man. Your stats don't say that. People are looking for reasons to put these players in tiers based off of stats and numbers instead of watching a game of basketball. How do I know? I'm not gonna lie. During Pablo's Banquero's very first playoffs against it was who was it? It was against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I watched those playoffs. I watched the Magic very closely because I thought Pablo was going to be the next great power forward. I still believe that. I do. I still believe that. In that series alone, you can go look at the stats all you want to, but for me, when I watched the game, I watched Pablo Banchero look like he was just a bigger, better player than the front lineup of Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, in my personal opinion. I don't need to say the stats brought that up. No, I was like, by watching the game, look like he's doing whatever he wanted to against that front line. Now, fast forward to now, and people will tell you that Ben Curl is just a bad player, even though how young he is, and not his responsibility on the offensive end. Everybody's going to look at the number and say, well, he's putting up this many points, rebounds, assists, turnovers, steal. He's doing all that. He's kind of a bad player, ain't he, Andre? Did you realize that in his role for the Orlando Magic, he is playing a point forward role, which is not his role at all. He needs a point guard out there that actually is a playmaker that can give him the ball, so that way he can play his natural position, which is the forward position, instead of forcing himself to be the point guard. Your numbers don't tell you that. Now, your numbers tell you on off numbers. Oh, the Magic, they're doing better with him off the floor than they're better than him on the floor. But it didn't tell you what the lineups are, because you have to go look that up, because you don't know what the lineups look like. You don't know what the lineups are. You don't know what the team is consistent of. You don't know who's all the ball handlers out there, the playmakers out there. Why is those numbers the way they are? Y'all don't no one look up those numbers nowadays. People don't look at those numbers like that. And I think some of y'all gonna go through and y'all gonna go look at the numbers anyway, just to prove your case that you think Pablo is a bad player. No, I think the Magic is just a bad team, and they still never got that point guard. I think Jalen Suggs is a good player, but he's a defensive minded guard. He's not a playmaker. He is not the ball handler. He is not that player. He needs to be coming off the bench. Anthony Black can grow into that, but Anthony Black has not reached those levels yet. That's the reason why he's coming off the bench. Now, later on in the future, maybe he develop a 3-point shot, maybe he develop a mid-range shot, maybe he gets better and better as a player to where he can start at the point guard position and his ball handling and he can play making stuff. And Pablo himself don't have to come up here every single game as the team shift over to the left side to allow Paulo to have one side of the floor so he can try to create an offensive threat for his team. Then we can have a conversation. You can't have that conversation. A lot of you guys cannot have a conversation. There's too many people on these platforms running around screaming numbers that have no idea what they're talking about because they have a narrative to push. There's nothing else like it. Nothing but narratives. Right now, in the MVP racing, is more narratives and numbers being tossed around more than anything. It seemed like everyone's watching the games just to push their narratives. Look, Shea got 25 free throws. Okay, yeah, he went to the free throw line 25 times. That's a lot of free throws, ain't it? And then if you go sit there and watch the game, okay, he flopped on one point. Okay, he looked like he flopped on that one. That's 2 flops, that's 3 flops, that's 4 flops. Oh, look, he got fouled 5 different times. They hit him in his arm. Look, they literally shoved literally his whole arm is underneath somebody else's. Yeah, okay. There's some real fouls in there. I'm not justifying the free throws. I'm justifying the fouls. Is what I'm saying. Not saying every foul is good. Definitely not. I'm a Thunder fan. I know better. I watch him play. I know better. The shove offs he do is crazy work. I'm not gonna lie. Them shoves offs is redunculous. But shout out to Shave. I can't say nothing else. Shout out to the MVP. Shout out to my MVP. You know what I'm saying? But the numbers are getting tossed around. The percentages are being tossed around. The level of plays. Everyone is just like no one's paying attention no more. No one's watching basketball to watch basketball. They watching basketball to push a narrative, and it sucks because the more y'all talk about numbers, the next generation after us is going to be talking about numbers. They're going to refuse to watch the game and just scream numbers, and then y'all going to be yelling at them, watch the game. Did you watch the game? No. 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 I thought a lot of y'all agreed back in the past, which I never agreed with, that numbers were being inflated. Numbers were being inflated. The PRAs are being inflated. You can't fake points. You can't fake points because you can score, you can score. You can get the points. It don't matter how you get it. I really don't care how you get it, whether it's the 3-point line, whether it's the free throws, whether that's the mid-range, whether you get in the paint. I don't care how you get the points. You get the points. The rebounds can be inflated because it's called uncontested rebounds. It's called the ball. It's called you getting the rebound and no one else is getting the rebound besides you. It's called your teammates blocking out for you and you grabbing the rebounds. I'm pretty sure that's something that Twitter and NBA YouTube was pushing against Russell Westbrook when he was averaging them triple doubles. I remember, I was around. Assist numbers can be inflated based off the fact that now they call it anything an assist. You can legitimately pass the ball and a guy bounces the ball 2 or 3 times, spin move, something like that, and then he hits the layup and you get an assist. That's not an assist. It's not an assist. I always say assist to me was one shot, one you pass the ball to an open guy underneath and he gets the ball, dunks the ball. That's an assist. You pass the ball to the 3-point shooter. He has somebody dives for it. He ducks over with one bounce, shoots the ball. I can loosely call that an assist. You're going down the court and you throw a bullet pass, and guy catches it, takes a step, dunks it. That's an assist. Assists can be inflated really badly. Steals can also be inflated. I don't know if you guys didn't know that, but steals can be inflated. It's literally having the IQ of being in the passing lanes and predicting what the pass could do. That can be inflated. Blocks, I don't think blocks can be inflated. I don't think blocks can. Blocks probably could. Blocks could be inflated, but I don't think you can do that. Blocks can't do it. Turnovers. I mean, it's turnovers. I mean, if you're a bad ball handler, you're gonna turn the ball over. That's not surprising. But I think the fact that the way that some turnovers are not generated the exact same way or not counted the same way. If I'm passing the ball and a guy catches it to an extent, but then like catches it or it glazes his hands and then it goes out and it's a turnover, and then the turnover gets pointed to me, but that guy almost caught the ball. That's to be his turnover, not my turnover. I'm just saying. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something because I like to ramble. I love rambling. I know y'all probably didn't know that, but I like to ramble. I like to ramble because I want to make sure you guys understand what I'm saying to y'all. I'm gonna show you something real quick. I'm gonna show you something real quick. Right. This is the example of you're doing too much with your numbers. This is Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham, true shooting percentages, right? I'm okay with true shooting to an extent because it takes into account the 20-point shot field, so mid range layups, dunks, 3-point shots, the 3-point line, and then the free throw lines. They are all combined together to create the true shooting percentages. As you can tell, Cade said that this year Cade is at 56. Is that good or not? I don't know. You asking the wrong person. I don't care for that. This is 3-point attempt rate, free throw attempt rate. Once again, numbers I don't care about. Offensive rebounding percentages, defensive rebounding, and then true rebounding, estimated percentage of abilities rebounds the player grab while they're on the floor. I don't know what that means. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, what you know what I'm saying? Assist percentages, steals percentage. This is where y'all do too much. Usage rate. How much usage there? How many times they use this player while on the floor? Okay, I understand that, but you can tell we get deeper and deeper, right? We got offensive win shares. How many wins are they truly adding to the team? I don't know if that matters or not. Not gonna lie. This right here is defensive win share. Numbers of an estimated number of wins contributed by a player due to defense. Once again, I don't even know how accurate that is. Not gonna lie to you guys. This right here is win share in general. This was offensive win share, wasn't it? Yeah, this is offensive win share. This is win shares in general. How much did they win contribute by said player? This right here is win shares per 48 minutes. Most players do not play 40 minutes in the game. Everybody usually play less than 40 minutes. I don't know how you calculate that. This right here is the box minus. It shows you if they was a good or a bad while on the court. On the offensive side, this right here is on the defensive side. And this right here is all together per 100 possessions, meaning this team, that's the stuff y'all use. They're better with them off the floor than they are with them on the floor type deal. That's what you guys. And then the VORT, value of a replacement player. A box score estimate of the points per 100 team possession that a player contribute above a replacement level player. Translated to an average team and prorated to an 82 game season. Multiplied by 2.7 to convert to wins over replay. I don't know. I never understood that. I don't know. I don't really care about VORP. That means VORP supposed to be so important because people have been bringing those up. It's supposed to be so important that they could determine MVPs, the best player, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. Look on the court. Did they look like a good player? Watch the games. Did they look like a good player? Did they play like a great player? What did they do? Was they good? Was they bad? Was they horrible? You don't need all these advanced numbers to determine that. That's all I'm saying. Stop using numbers. Stop using these advanced numbers to push a narrative if you're not watching the game of basketball. That's all I care about. Once you start doing that, the game of basketball will be so much better. I promise you. You'll so much relief if you just do that. That's how I see it. This is a casual tape. 1000%. Do I care? Not really. Do better.